and welcome to another segment of Community Insights. I am Pastor Eve Rogers of New Dimensions Community Church, an affiliate of Churches Outreach Network. We are so excited to be here with you again today, and we have a very, very special guest with us. Many of you know him and know his works. However, we want to highlight some things today that you need to know about so that you can continue to engage in things and areas and issues and solutions that benefit us all. Again, welcome to Community Insights. And at this point, I'd like to welcome my very special guest, Brother Calvin Henderson, who is president of the Pitt County branch of the NAACP. Brother Henderson, welcome
Good
to
morning.
Community Insights.
Thank you so very much, Pastor Rogers. It is an honor. I'm excited about being here today.
Bless you, bless you.
Yes.
I am just so excited, as I've expressed to you when we've chatted
Yes.
for a moment over the telephone, about an upcoming event.
Absolutely.
That is an annual occurrence, and we'll go into more detail about, but we're referencing the Pitt County Freedom Fund banquet that is coming up next month, in the month of October.
That is correct.
So we certainly want to hear all of the details about that, because we want to put on our semi-formal or our church,
Yes.
business church attire, so that we can go out and participate in this great, great event and this
Thank
great
you.
cause.
Thank
It's
you.
not just
Thank
a social event, but
Right,
it has
right.
a depth of meaning to it.
Absolutely.
But we'll talk about that a little bit later in the program.
Yes.
I want to begin by just getting to know a little bit about how you have become involved and just so committed. It's like your lifelong commitment, not only to God, but to humanity.
Yes.
With the NAACP. Give us a little background about your involvement in the NAACP and sort of when and how that began, and then we'll go into just a bit of history about this organization.
Okay. Thank you, Pastor Rogers. I would like to say that the history of the NAACP in my life begins in early years. My father was one of the founding members of the Pitt County branch NAACP some 40, 50, 60 years ago. And that originated and started in was not a Pitt County, it was a Aden, Winterfield, and Grifton branch of the NAACP. That's how it was organized under some great leaders throughout those areas of Winterfield, Aden, and Grifton.
Yes.
One of their meeting headquarters was the old Grant Norcott Funeral Home there in
Wow.
Aden. That's where they met
I'm
for
familiar with that.
right, for their
Yes.
monthly meeting. But however, from that point on, my father played an important role, like I said, with the NAACP in my life, because of the fact that my first membership fee joining was done by my daddy, and so he was a very strong advocate for justice and equality. I served also back in the '80s under the leadership. That's how they began to groom me, Mr. D.D. Garrett, who was one of the president.
Yes.
I served as his first vice president back in 1984. And from that point on, I served very actively with the NAACP under Mr. Garrett and then Mr. Gaston Monk, who was a former educator for Pitt County. I succeeded Mr. Monk upon his retiring from his position in the year 2003.
Yes. Wow.
It has been a journey. It has been one that I just feel so honored because of the fact that NAACP, the way I've always pictured it is an organization not about hate, it's about love. It's about people respecting and looking after people of all races.
Right, right. So talk to us more about the history of the NAACP, not only Pitt
Yes.
County, but
Right.
state, national wise.
Beginning nationally, the NAACP was started in the year really in 1908, but the charter was initiated in 1909. So we're celebrating 110 years. One of the
Yes.
oldest civil rights organization in the nation. Not only are there branches in the United States, but we have branches in other states like Hawaii, even in the British London, England,
Yes, yes.
and even I want to say even in France, there are branches. We also have branches on college campus. Most college campus, like here in Pitt County, we have a ECU chapter of the NAACP
Yes, yes.
that is very active and has
Very
been.
active.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
And then the NAACP branches out. It branches out in many areas. It's NAACP nationally has done a great job across this country in addressing changes in the area of education, military, public education, and on and on. And this month, one of the recent copies of the NAACP has come out, and I would encourage everyone, if you possibly can, you can go online and get the Crisis magazine.
Okay.
It comes out,
Yes,
and
just hold that up, Brother Henderson.
yes,
So we'll see exactly what you're talking about, and then we'll find out how we may
This-
access copies
this
of
is
that.
this is our Crisis magazine,
Mm-hmm.
and I will assure you that once you begin reading this copy and this issue of Crisis, you will not want to stop because it is full of the rich history of the NAACP from the founding members on up to today.
Yes,
and
yes.
and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I want, especially our young people. I want as many of our young people to get a chance to see this copy of Crisis magazine on our present president, national president, Brother Derrick Johnson,
Derrick Johnson,
Alabama,
okay.
right, and outstanding leader, doing an outstanding job. Just saw him last week on C-SPAN, and it was just very interesting. They were talking about voting rights and issues that
Absolutely.
affect
And I
it.
want to get into just a little bit of that as
Yes,
well.
yes.
Okay,
But,
let me just insert this.
Yes,
We reference this great historic
yes.
civil rights organization as the NAACP.
CP, yeah.
That stands for the National Association
Yes.
for the Advancement
Man,
of Colored People.
Right.
Let me ask you this question, Brother Henderson.
Yes.
Is this an organization of and just for people of color?
Absolutely not.
That's what I want to hear.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
This is a organization that affects the lives of people of all races, background, colors, etc.
Socioeconomic levels
Yes,
or
social.
groups. Yeah,
yes,
yes.
and it was. You can see that it was the founding member of the NAACP. There was very few of people of color involved. The founding members of the NAACP were mostly whites. As you will notice right here, this is a picture of all the members. Only two of them, who is Ida B. Wells Barnett and W.E. Du Bois. They're the only two African Americans involved in the founding of the NAACP. There has been a very bad misconception to go out about the NAACP that it was only for people of color, and that is absolutely wrong.
And even some of that misconception and misinformation,
Right.
untruths, is
Untrue,
perpetrated
very.
even today.
Very.
So
And-
that's why I wanted to bring this out for our audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, has been one of my jobs since becoming the president of the Pitt County NAACP in 2003 is to have the truth brought forward about this organization because I know there was a very bad misconception out there. And many people frowned on the NAACP because of that.
Yeah.
They felt that. But now in Pitt County, I would like to say that I'm very proud to say we are very diverse.
Wonderful.
Our chapter for the first time, and I have reached out and invited our citizens from all races and background to come and get involved, join and find out for yourself. And they are so excited now that they have become involved. And we encourage more of Pitt County to come and join us because you will be just amazed at the mission of the NAACP, as you see right here, the mission, and it tells us that the mission of the National Association of Advancement of Colored People is to ensure the political, education, social, and economic equality of rights of all persons,
All persons.
all persons,
Yes.
and to eliminate racial hatreds and racial discrimination. That's their job.
What a
And
laudable
yes,
mission. What a
yes, yes,
laudable
yes, yes,
mission.
yes.
Absolutely.
And I couldn't be more honored to serve in a the head of organization as this organization of the NAACP, because it has not only made a difference in my life through the years, but it has also offered me an opportunity to encourage others
Yes.
to be a advocate, to be a voice, not only for God, but for an organization that stands for God in the country,
Yes. Yes.
And so
And God's creation,
that's right, absolutely.
humankind.
Humankind, and that's and we stand on the mission of love also.
Yes.
Love. We stand with open arms. As you would as you would notice also that even in the fight for justice, and as we talking about various issues and various battles, that we have found that there has been more people of a Caucasian population to die in the fight for justice and equality than there have been people of color.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See, a lot of people don't realize that. That that sacrificed their life. They left their homes, their children. Viola Lizarel, she left her home and her 5 children to go down to Alabama
Yes.
to stand up,
Yes.
and she was more or less, I would call it, assassinated while transporting voters to the poll.
Wow. Wow. Let's talk a bit more about some of the key missions or principle and policy initiatives of the NAACP.
Right.
I know one in particular is voter rights.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
encouraging and teaching and educating people,
Yes.
all the
Yes.
citizenry,
Yes.
about their rights to vote and the absolute essentiality that we exercise that right.
Right.
Our voice do
Yes.
count.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I don't think there has been any, according to statistics and reports, organization that has done more in the fight for the ballot box than the NAACP have. We have out-registered any other organization across this country in getting people registered, educate them, and prepare them to go out to vote. We have a program we call Initial GOTV, Get Out to Vote.
Yes.
Our political action chairman is Brother Reginald Barrett, young man who does an outstanding job. We have training that mandatory that they have to go to in order to come back and be able to effectively and efficiently serve the people of not only Pitt County, but we, as a collective body, other branches throughout Pitt, Lenoir, Martin, we come together and make this make this work. Partnership.
Yes.
We work very close together. And our Unit 14 chairman is Miss Cassandra Tripp. Now, she's also our secretary, but she's our district director for District 14 that serve Pitt, Greene, Craven, and several other counties, adjoining counties, that we work together, and we meet quarterly in order to, build each other up. And but right now we are working on a mission to collectively as a body. Our religious affairs chairman, Brother George Cherry, you might have met him. He is a pre-med student of East Carolina, but he served as our local branch religious affair. And along with him, with Mary Glazer, who is our communication person, they have come together, and Reginald Barrett, and they are reaching out to try to pull our faith-based community together. You might have already seen the letter. They have sent letters out.
Yes, we have.
Right. So this is what we are doing, to reach out to make sure no one has an opportunity, chance to say, I didn't vote.
And it also challenges all of us to not stand in a corner
That's
or
right.
on the sideline and
That's
complain
right. Absolutely.
about inequities
Right.
or
Right.
missed
Right.
opportunities or
Right.
lack thereof.
Yes.
But you and this organization challenges us to become informed, to
Yes.
become educated, to
That's right.
become
That's right.
engaged
Engage.
in
Exactly.
activism,
Exactly.
positive,
Yes. Yes.
positive
Yes. Yes.
activism.
Yes. Yes. So because when you don't vote, you don't have a voice.
That's right.
That is the most powerful tool you have for change. If there's
Absolutely.
something that you see that you're not pleased with, you have an opportunity to go to the ballot, go to the polls to exercise your right to vote. No one should ever have to say that I have not voted once they become of the age of voting.
Absolutely.
And we now have a program where we encourage youth at 16 to go ahead and register so that you can, when you turn 18, you will be
On
already
a dime, you can start voting.
start voting.
That's
So there's no
wonderful.
excuse, no
Wonderful.
excuse. And we try to get our young people involved early, and bring them out, expose them to what is going on, even though they are not, maybe they are minors and not an age to get involved, at that point, but still we can expose them. Education is power. Yes,
Okay,
okay.
Brother Henderson, how can, and you're right, education is powerful.
Yes, very
Yes,
powerful.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
How can citizens, how can persons individually or faith-based groups or businesses, do you have memberships that you would
Oh,
share with us so
absolutely.
we can give some direction
Absolutely.
to our audience?
Membership is the lifeblood of the NAACP. This is how we function and operate through membership.
Because you do need funds.
Right, that's right. Our membership chair, many in the community, because she's involved in so many organizations, is Miss Minerva Freeman. She is our membership chair. Does an outstanding job
Yes,
along
she
with her
does.
committee, and we will encourage you go by the office time you walk in the door. There are memberships right at 800 Westfield Street as you go in the door, which the door is open probably all the time. You go
Okay.
in, you just cannot get in individual offices, but get into the building itself. You just walk right in, and at the immediate right, there's a membership stand. All you do is pick up a membership form, fill it out, and you can mail it in to us, or either you can go online. But when you go online, NAACP.org, go online and you join, just make sure you put branch number 5463.
Wow. Awesome information.
5463 on that. But I just sent out a letter, communication a few nights ago, encouraging our branch to never forget that memberships is the lifeblood of the NAACP, and we encourage. That is one committee that every member of the NAACP is a part of, and that is membership, because we have a job to outreach and
Absolutely.
bring one,
Absolutely.
and we can continue to build. Our goal for this branch has been to bring our membership up to 500, either to 500 to 1,000 new members, and we plan to try to reach that goal in the next couple of years.
Wonderful,
So
wonderful.
we need your help. We need the
Yes,
kind
yes,
we
yes.
need.
Well,
Correct.
one way, one avenue to begin that initiative, and I applaud you in that, in terms of increasing membership,
Yes.
is this upcoming Freedom Fund banquet. Of
Exactly.
course, we
Yes.
will be happy to accept, 300 memberships,
That's
new
right.
memberships
That's right.
on that evening.
Exactly.
Tell us about this
Exactly.
Freedom Fund banquet. I believe
Well,
it's coming up on
October
Saturday,
the
October the
19th.
19th.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And we are excited. My wife, Beatrice, is the chairman of that committee, and I must commend her for an outstanding job that she does
Absolutely,
through the
she does.
years.
Yes.
And I mean, she put her whole heart into it, and her committee, and they work very hard, reaching out. This is a copy of our last year, 2018 Freedom Fund banquet, which many of you probably attended. But I want to say to you that we have a great support backing of the community that provide ads, they donate, and this Freedom Fund event is one that we give back also to the community.
Okay, let's
In the
talk about that.
form in the
I'm
form
excited
of
about that. Yes.
we each year we give a total of at least 6 to 7 scholarships to rising seniors that are
In
pursuing
area high schools?
right high school. What we do, our education chairman is Mr. Willie Wilson. Mr. Wilson is very adamant about his job. He attends all the Board of Education meetings. He's well known, but he works that scholarship because the way it's done is make contact with all the counselors through the Pitt County school system, and even we've had some private schools that we don't close the doors on them either because, we want to give everybody an opportunity. So we have the public school as well as some of the private schools that have applied, and we have provided scholarship
Wonderful.
for students over the years. Now, I would say at least we have been doing this at least 20 years or more. Now, to my knowledge, this have been doing giving scholarship, and we give them. It's not scholarships that are given only to students of color. We give them to all students.
Yes,
We've had just as
yes.
many Caucasian students to receive scholarships through the NAACP, and they were very grateful. Their families were very grateful for this, and so
The cost of college.
yes,
And
oh yes,
university education these days.
that's right,
Yes,
exactly.
We all
exactly.
appreciate that.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
So we are a very strong advocates for education, NAACP, and we also not only does this Freedom Fund provide scholarship, but also we give back in the form of helping to stomp out and eliminate homelessness in our community.
Wow.
We have provided a donation as a result of Freedom Fund to the homeless shelter, the Red Cross, and other organizations that are out
Tremendous,
for the community.
tremendous.
So we want to give back to let the community know that we appreciate what they're doing to help us in this Freedom Fund. But we also would like to say to you, come on out. We need your support for this Freedom Fund.
Okay. Saturday,
October
the
the
19th. However, they can register or get their tickets. How? Give us some
252
information.
814-9012. 252-814-9012 or 252-814-9076. Either one of those numbers, and I'll give them to you again. Either you can go by 800 West 5th Street. If no one's there at our office, the first office on the right sort of intervene on our behalf.
Yes.
And there's someone
When
there.
you're temporarily out.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yes, yes,
so
yes.
so if you would just let them know, they will make sure that we get the message, and we all work together.
Okay. We have just a few minutes left. Tell
Okay.
us the highlights of this Freedom Fund banquet.
Okay.
Who is your guest speaker? What is your theme? I know it, but I want you to say it.
Our theme for 2019 is when you fight, we win.
Yes, when we fight, we
When we
win.
fight,
and we don't
we
mean
win.
physical
No,
altercations.
no. We
fight
just mean
with
standing up.
education,
That's
with
right.
truth, with
That's
right
right.
perspective,
That's right.
with positive
Positive.
engagements,
Exactly.
with networking,
Exactly. That's
with
right.
community unity endeavors.
Yes.
All of that?
All of that.
Okay.
All of that. And our speaker for this event this year is our own Justice Michael Morgan.
Wow. Awesome.
If
awesome.
any of you have heard him, you know he is a dynamic speaker.
He is a dynamic
And he
speaker.
is one
Yes,
of
he
our
is.
justices from the Supreme Court of North Carolina.
Yes.
And the Supreme Court justice have informed us that she's going to make every effort to be here. Justice Cherie Beasley said
Yes.
she have been a friend of the NAACP since my presidency. She sworn me in. She was the one that swore me in. She was not the spring just at that time,
Oh,
but
what an
we was good friends, and we
Yes.
have maintained that relationship through the
Wonderful.
years. Yeah, she
Wonderful.
was in the area recently, and she made sure that Judge Blunt let me know because she wanted NAACP to be there as her special guest. So she have informed us that she's going to make every effort, and we have invited citizens from all over, and especially the court system, since justice coming in, and we have had great response. Tables from the bar and from lawyers have already let us know that they plan to be there.
They will be in the
Yeah.
house.
Yes.
And where will this event be held?
This event will be held at the Hilton, Greenville Boulevard, Hilton Inn. And we all familiar with the Hilton because we have a lot of events going on at the Hilton. So it will be at the Hilton to begin at 6 p.m. And we would encourage again, we want to put a special emphasis on parents. Bring your young people,
Yes.
expose them
Absolutely.
to see
Absolutely.
what we are doing and how we are trying to make a difference, in Pitt County, and especially to hear Judge Morgan. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Sounds
you.
absolutely awesome. The Pitt County NAACP Freedom Fund Banquet, again, will be held on October the 19th. That's a Saturday. Please contact that office,
Yes.
get your tickets, or just come in. They will let you in with
Oh,
your
yes.
money at the time.
Exactly.
And we look forward to hearing the
Yes.
Honorable Justice Michael Morgan
Yes.
and many other wonderful speakers and presentations
That's right.
during this banquet.
Yes.
It's been an honor to have you,
Oh,
Brother
I'm just
Henderson.
excited.
Amen.
Thank
the
you.
Pitt County President of the NAACP.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, and we hope that you will follow up on this wonderful opportunity to become engaged the more. Until next time, bye-bye.